Hey, left, right, out, doing another in-vehicle video. I guess the lighting's better anyway in here. But a lot of interesting things. I meant to do one yesterday because of all the news that came out, and then, or the day before, and then yesterday, even more news came out. It seems like the world is ever evolving and at a quicker, faster pace. One of the big things is the Fed is, their meetings, the meeting that came out said that they were going to actually get relatively tight, and might be, far too little too late at this point. And if you're talking about 4 incremental rate hikes and also and trying to sell into the market, we can go into that. It's like the way that and I looked at yesterday the way the market was reacting, and then today it seems to me as though the market almost is trying to call their bluff. And I think it's after the testimony, his confirmation testimony yesterday in the Senate, where he kind of backed off on a little bit of that, not quite as hawkish as the meeting minutes were. And Powell also kind of alluded to like a soft landing, and maybe a soft landing without any landing gear, because at this point I don't see what they can do unless you got 2 choices: either crash up, which we've been crashing up and we're leaving a lot of people behind. If you look at the inflation data just dropped today, or whatever you want to call it, the CPI data, because I need to be using that word correct if I expect other people to use it as well. Like that CPI data that dropped today, people, I don't care what you think that people are getting these astronomical price or wage increases, they're losing money. You're losing money if you're not getting more than a 10%, or I'd say 10, it's over 10% CPI, the actual CPI, if you calculated the way it used to be. But you're not gaining anything. Let's just say if you're not getting a raise, it's over 7%. It just is what it is. So if your wages aren't increasing more than 7%, you're guaranteed you're losing some money. You're not even staying afloat, really. And that's just in general. I mean, depending on, you might be part of some industry, or you might be involved in some industry, or getting involved, whether it be buying like a house or whatever, where your purchasing power has been just wiped clean almost. And you're forced to get into, well, you're not never forced, but if you want to get these objects or these things, that you're going to have to, pony up and get into massive amounts of debt, which seems to be kind of a plan. The government's doing it, everybody's doing it. They're incentivizing it. But today we saw the market kind of up sharply at the open. I mean, right now, it's just moderately, but to me, there's a couple things that go through my mind when I first see this, even with this data hitting. As one, I think that there's big players, big portfolios, banks, and you see that in some of the recent reports from like JP Morgan coming out saying, hey, we got Jamie Dimon and another report. Hey, a couple rate hikes, no big deal. The consumer balance sheets is awesome. Even though they're racking up massive amounts of debt to the tunes that we've never seen before. So I think they need to get out. So they need the market to hold up. And I think also there is an influx of other, whether it be retail or pension fund money, and other investors that are kind of calling bluff on the Fed here. Are you really going to do this? Are you really going to tighten policy? Because once this thing starts kicking off, we're saying that you're going to blink first, and you're going to come to the rescue. The whole Powell put, the Fed put, whatever you want to call it, because it's the same no matter who's in charge. But so I think they're calling a bluff, and then I think big players haven't got their portfolios realigned. People that know what's going on. I mean, there's some other big players that are just totally oblivious to what is happening. It's amazing how much money is stupid, or is ran by stupid people, or ignorant people. I say they just don't know, or maybe they're willfully ignorant. I don't know. So that's the markets. I mean, oil's up, gold's up, sizably today, but I don't like to look at gold in dollar terms. I just look at it as like a purchasing power, or I look at different than just an investment. That's an actual asset that stands the test of time, that in silver. But so with the regard to you got the oil up, you got these key inflation data. you got some interesting moves in the market. The VIX got crushed for some reason the other day, or it was up and then it got crushed again, or it got crushed from whatever this testimony, which is just shows you the irrational exuberance. There's no fear here. There's no fear that they might actually tighten, that they will. Here's the other thing. You look at the 10-year, some reason today, it went all the way up to 1.8, and now it's at 1.72. Who is going into this market and buying with this kind of price data, prices rising, the CPI data, and the producer, the PMI data? Who's going in and buying 10-year notes at even 1.7? And then where they're going to try to raise interest rates. So to me, that's why I say this is kind of like a market bluff, because it just is, who is doing it? I mean, who's going to want the paper? And then when the Fed supposedly in March, when they start throwing their paper out in the market, like, who is going to buy that without interest rates just going, at least somewhat towards a real market valuation? I don't know. There's a lot of this is not completely nonsensical. There is no market. If they just let a free market reign, then a lot of us could actually make a living trading. But besides, like, just, hey, go long, just buy the SPX and sell calls against it. I guess that's what you do. And you don't fight the Fed, but it'd be nice to actually have, some intellect to be able to trade the markets instead of just buy the S&P and sell calls and then sell puts, out of the money puts, or whatever. It's not whatever. It's just craziness. It's absolutely insanity. But anyway, I'm going to do another quick video. I'm going to end this one because it kind of went a little longer, and we're going to talk about. I want to bring up another topic when it comes to Project Veritas and some recent releases. But anyway, peace.